that can help take that pain away and make it more manageable, that has my attention. I love the free delivery, and they take care of the paperwork for you. So if you have Medicare and need help for back, ankle, knee, or shoulder pain, please call the Health Alert Hotline at 800-428-1570. That's 800-428-1570. Agents are standing by 24/7, so go ahead and call now. 800-428-1570.
Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to Fifth Street Sports. I'm Frank Perez, and we are on Sports Byline USA Radio Network. You can catch us on the American Forces Network, iHeartRadio. We're streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. Catch us on Twitter at Fifth Street Sports. It's a beautiful Friday afternoon, second day of the tournament. Yesterday we did good. We weren't able to give you all the picks. We gave you New Mexico State early. I had Florida, which Rick and I discussed earlier. We had Minnesota. Did pretty good. NBA 1-2. Joey Casano came in on Villanova late, -3. That got the money. It was a good line move for us. But today, folks, we got a different show for you today, because today I'm doing the Amelia Earhart. I am going to be flying solo. Rick and Brian are at the game in Tulsa. So I've decided on this show, what I want to do is, now I've been living in Vegas 55 years. I've seen the worst and the best gamblers of all ever, systems, methods, anything you can imagine in gambling. So we're going to go through the casino, into the sports book, into the horse racing, into sports, bookmakers. I want to share with you a lot of the insights on some of these particular games, situations, emotions, money, how to do things, and why they happen in casinos and gambling. So we're going to go through all of it. And by the way, what I want to do on this show is, as I'm talking and as I'm sharing these things with you, I want to open up the show to Fifth Street Social for a forum. Ask me any questions you want. Let's see. If I don't know the answers, I'll tell you. But if I do, I mean, I've been there. I've had a lot of great moves, done a lot of good things, but I've also made every possible living, breathing mistake you can make when it comes to gambling money in the casinos. But I've learned, and I've gone through it. So one of the things that I want to share with you guys is when you're in, whether it's sports betting or casino and everything, it's emotion. You see, because when it comes to your cash, he's giving me 10. Are you sure, Andrew? Oh yeah, it's a 9 after. Well, Andrew's giving me the high sign. So when it comes back, folks, we're going to start in the casino. We're going to start with blackjack, roulette, craps, some of the beatable games, unbeatable. I'm going to share the insights. We'll be back. Frank Perez, Fifth Street Sports, back after this timeout.
For years, they said that it could lead to madness. They relegated it to dark rooms and back alleys. They shamed those who grew it. They did a stop and frisk on anyone they thought might have it. But now a completely new era has begun because of it. The new normal is here. This month, millions have witnessed its arrival. Have you? Brought to life in a short film that runs only 2 minutes long, the new normal seeks to leave behind 80 years of unjust prohibition in favor of a safer, happier world. It reveals a product that once drove good people to the black market as one that today is creating a new global market. In this new era, a plant that was viewed with fear now represents a source of calm and wellness. From this day forward, what inspired the symbol of counterculture is at long last just culture. The new normal has arrived. To your city, to your neighborhood, to the inside of your living room. Watch it now. Experience the new normal at medmen.com.
The first weekend of the NCAA tournament is the greatest betting event of the year. Whether you like filling out a bracket, picking a national champion, predicting first-round upsets, or all of the above, MyBookie is the perfect home for your March Madness fun. They have something for everyone, even you, multiple bracket guy. MyBookie has been in business for years, and the best part is they pay out fast when you win. I'm talking 48 hours. Visit mybookie.ag and deposit with promo code COLLEGE for a 50% sign-up bonus. That's promo code COLLEGE. With MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right. Call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780.
Wait, what? You're listening to the game on the radio? What is this, the Roaring 20s? Are you doing the Charleston after every bucket? Get with the times, like the last 80 years. Sports were meant to be watched beside fellow fans and saucy wings and frosty beers. You can't roar on a radio. You need TVs on TVs on TVs. Save the AM/FM for public radio and snow delays. Get to B-dubs and yell like a real fan. At TVs and people's faces. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar! Please drink responsibly.
We're back, folks. It's Fifth Street Sports. I'm Frank Perez on Sports Byline USA Radio Network, also on the American Forces Network. You guys, we can't tell you enough how we appreciate everything you do for us. iHeartRadio, YouTube, Facebook. I'm flying solo today, so folks, today we're going to go into all of the casino games, sports gambling, some of the theories, methods, everything that I've kind of gathered up together in my 50 years plus, watching my dad all the way to myself gambling from both sides of the felt, too. I ran casinos in Maryland for 4 years, so I've been on both sides of the felt. The first thing I want to get to you, share with you, is the thing on the gambling. One of the main things that the casinos always kind of count on, there's always emotion. When there's nothing brings out emotion more than money. The winning or the losing of money is so critical to your emotions, and they count on that because you see, because like all of the casinos are very consistent. They're minus 110, their house edge, their slots, they're going to always be consistent. Well, we're not robots, we're not computers. They are. So we have to. The key, in once you find a winning model or a method or a way to have an edge in a game, then you have to control your emotions. And they count on you not doing that, which happens very often. And that, I think, is the stage 4 cancer to the ruination of a lot of gamblers. Even though they're sharp, they're smart, is controlling your emotions, because losing sucks. We know that. And when you're stuck and you're betting over your head, you're making plays, you're chasing, you're doing things you would never do. And that's because of the emotions of losing and gambling, and they count on that. The casinos don't have to. They're set. They're consistent. Their odds are not going to change. They are the computer, and you have to get as computer-like as you can once you have the edge. All right, so let's start with the first game in the pit. Let's say the green felt jungle, and that's blackjack. Blackjack is different than all the other games in the casino because they are the only ones that are not based on an independent trial. What I mean by that is roulette, craps, all of the other games are based on an independent trial, which means what happened the roll or the spin before has nothing to do with what's going to happen on the next spin or roll. For instance, in roulette, haven't you ever heard your friends saying, red's come out 17 times in a row, black is due? No, it's not. There's still 18 black, 18 red, and 2 greens. That ball does not have a memory. It's not going to remember that red came out. It's an independent trial. Same thing with craps. They always think, oh, God, 7 hasn't come out. A 7 is due. Or when the dice come off the table, a 7 always seems to come up. The dice do not have memory. What happened the roll before does not affect, but blackjack does. You see, when people are talking about in blackjack, have you ever heard the player say, oh, he's counting cards? What does that mean, counting cards, to give a player an edge? Well, it's like this. In blackjack, cards that are favorable for the house are the deuce through the 6. Cards that are favorable for the player are the face cards and the ace and the 9, and the 9 not quite as critical, but still there. So when people used to count, I remember Lawrence Rivera playing blackjack as a business when I learned how to count in blackjack. When the card is rich in face cards, that means, let's say on the first hand, in a, let's say, single deck or double deck, you see nine cards, a deuce through a 6 come out, and only 2 face cards. That would give you a count in a single deck of +7. That is when, if you're playing, let's say, for instance, you're playing a 1 to 10 spread, you're playing 100 to 1,000. At that point, you want to bet as much as you can because you have an edge. So players say, well, why do what does the edge mean? Because the deck is rich in 10s. How does that give the player an edge? Well, it's simple. There's about 5 different things that when the deck is rich in face cards or aces and even 9s, why the player has a small advantage at that time. First of all, blackjack pays 3 to 2. When you double down on a 10 or 11, you're more likely to get a 10 or a face card. When you split, let's say you're or you're doubling down. For instance, on a A7, you're more likely to get a face card. Now, the dealer, and here's one of the keys is, you see, when people ask you what is the advantage in blackjack, I've heard some of the dumbest comments say, oh, it's big bank against little bank, or you got to get lucky, or the dealer always gets lucky. No, it's very simple. The advantage that the house has in blackjack is the dealer draws last. Okay? But now when the deck is rich in face cards, the dealer doesn't have to make a decision. He has to hit until he gets 17 or better. So when he has a 15 and you have a 15, you stand, he has to hit. And if there's more face cards and little cards, chances of him going over are greater. That's why counting cards at that point, when you're counting, let's say you're playing a 1 to 10 spread. If you play perfect basic strategy, I mean perfect, the house has about 0.5%, 1% edge on you. Okay, perfect. But at the point when the deck is, let's say, +7, +9, that means it's really rich in 10 in face cards and aces. At that point, you have up to a 1.5% advantage. So let's say you're betting $100 when you have a 50%, 0.5% negative expectation, but you're betting 1,000 when you have a 1.5% expectation in your favor. Well, that's how card counters grind them out. That's what keeping count of cards are. The 10s, the 9s, and the aces, 10s and aces, let's give them, are -1s, +1s, and the 2s to the 6s are the -1s. When it's rich in 10s, you want to bet as much as you can. Now, let me give you the two absolute super don'ts in blackjack that you never ever want to do, and it's becoming a thing so prevalent lately, and that's to stop counters. Never ever play 6 to 5 when the house pays you 6 to 5 in blackjack. Over at Harrah's, Caesars, all the big casinos, that's what they're getting into. Getting 6 to 5 in blackjack instead of 3 to 2. For instance, you're going to get a blackjack every 20.7 hands. So let's say you're betting $100. Every time you get a blackjack, you're supposed to get 150. With the 6 to 5, you're going to get 120. So every 21 hands, roughly, it's going to cost you $30. That's 1.4% disadvantage to you. Absolutely, even counting, you cannot beat it. You're not going to beat it. You're absolutely not going to beat it. So never play 6 to 5 blackjack. That's absolute must. And the other one is to never play they've got the new thing they got now with these constant shufflers, where before you used to play single deck, double deck, 4 deck, 6 deck, or 8 deck shoes, and the dealer would cut a certain portion of it back. Now with these constant shufflers, they're just constantly shuffling all of the time. The cards are just completely random. There's no way to count. Absolutely no way to even keep track of if the deck is rich in 10s, or if it's a dealer's advantage, when there's a lot of low cards in the deck. So never play those. Absolutely not. Those are the two don'ts. But blackjack is a very emotional game. So first of all, learn how to play basic strategy perfect. There's a lot of charts. There's a lot of little books. It's not that hard. You could probably master it in 2 days. So at least when you go to play, you have a good chance, a good feel for the game. But then remember this. It's that emotion. Be consistent. Blackjack has a way of, there's a lot of streaks. There's a lot of times you lose 10 or 12 in a row. The dealer makes it 21 when he's got a 6 showing, and people go on tilt. And the next thing, you're betting 25 a hand. The next thing you know, you're stuck 400 or 500. You start pressing it, betting 1,000, and you have a miserable weekend. You lost more money. You're sick. Do not, just stay consistent. Learn how to play the game and give yourself a little bit of an edge. If you learn how to play basic strategy and keep track a little bit of low cards and high cards, you'll have a chance. All right, let's get to some more games. Now, here's Andrew giving me the 1 minute. Boy, I ate up a whole segment just on blackjack. The next game is roulette. We'll go really quick in roulette. There's 38 columns in the wheel. 2 green, 18 black, 18 red. True odds of hitting a number are 37 to 1. They pay you 35 to 1. That means they're cutting 2 units out of 38. 5.23% against you no matter what. It's fixed. They're consistent. These are games, roulette, craps. Well, gosh, guys, it's so hard right now because I got Andrew giving me the old high sign that we got 10 seconds to break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about roulette, craps, then get into sports, poker, games that you can win at. So, folks, this is Fifth Street Sports. We will be back in just a small timeout.
Attention business owners. Are you struggling while waiting for your customers to pay on their net 30, 60, or 90-day invoices? Can't get a business loan? Have no equity? Bad credit? Or maybe no credit at all? Then you need to call AmeriFactors right now. AmeriFactors will give you cash for your invoices and there's nothing to pay back. We simply buy your account receivables, and if those clients don't pay on the invoices, we take the loss. We give you funds based on your account receivables, not your credit. And 98% of all applicants are approved. It's that simple. With AmeriFactors, there's no more waiting for your customers to pay. We give you the funds up front, then we wait for your customers to pay us. Fund your business today. Call AmeriFactors right now.
800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. That's 800-847-1183.
Being a new parent means every high and low you can imagine. But Evos can make it all easier with a baby monitor you can trust. Go to myevos.com. That's MYEVOZ.com to see how Evos can be the eyes and ears of your nursery. Evos works with your smartphone to provide a live audio and HD video connection to your baby anytime and anywhere. On a date, at work, away on business, even serving your country overseas, Evos helps you never miss a moment. Whether your baby is with a sitter, your partner, a grandparent, or a friend, you'll be right there too. And with unique features like smart alerts that know the difference between a barking dog and your baby crying, extensive sleep tracking data, and state-of-the-art security features for your peace of mind, Evos is the smart baby monitor for connected parents. And enter the code SPORTS at checkout for $20 off. That's myevos.com. MYEVOZ.com.
Attention business owners. Now is the perfect time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. We can give you packages with up to 90 great channels and save your business a ton of cash. And if you call right now, you can learn how to get free equipment and free installation. Now you have choices. It's time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. And call today and get 90 channels plus free equipment and free installation. Smart business owners like you all across the country are consolidating and saving money on their cable TV, internet, and phone service for their business. So now's the perfect time. This may be a limited time offer to the first 100 people that call right now. So please save money and call now.
800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. That's 800-470-7113.
All right, folks, we're back. It's Fifth Street Sports, Sun Sports Byline, USA Radio Network, iHeartRadio, American Forces, streaming live, YouTube and Facebook. I'm Frank Perez. Flying solo today, you're going to go into the gaming mind of me, okay? And then I'm trying to share all these games and concepts on them. But I'm open to, open for a discussion. Bring it in. Fifth Street Social. Ask me a question or let's talk about it, guys. When we just left the last. Oh, by the way, I do have some picks and good info for you. Let me give you one early. Before you have to listen to the green felt thing. Jordan MMA Jordan Espinoza plus $1.25 all the way to about $1.45. He's an underdog. Real out of a super sharp account out of Costa Rica. I follow him. MMA Jordan Espinoza. We'll have other talk. We'll have other games from Rick, myself, that we put together in the third segment. All right, guys, let's get to roulette. This is a quick one. Independent trial. What happened to spin before has nothing to do with it. There's 38 numbers. If that means the true odds are 37-1. Watch that word. They use it on parlay cards and on the crap table. The word 2 and 4. Okay, when they say it's 5-1, that means if you bet 100, you're going to win 500. 5-4-1, you're going to bet 100, and you're only going to win 400. It's 5-4-1. So they trick a lot of people using the word 2 and 4 on the crap tables and on the parlay card. So here we go. Now, roulette, very simple, guys. And what astonishes me sometimes is I'll go to the Venetian and some high-limit places, and I'll see they got roulette wheels, 3 of them that have 2 zeros and 3 of them that have 1 zeros. The advantage of playing a single zero roulette is half as much, and the people traditionally, because they like the 2 zeros, they're superstitious or whatever, will actually play the 2-0-1. They have one more unit against them. Can't beat it. It's a good game to have fun with when you're with your buddies. You're in a casino, you're drinking, you want to bet $2, have a good time. Do not take it seriously. It's just a fun little game. Don't bet anything serious. Next game, craps. Okay, craps. All the odds on craps are always based off of the 7. See, there's 30 possible spins in craps using 2 dice. Okay, 6 of them that will be a 7. The 7 can combine with any other dice to become a 7. A 6-1, 5-2, 4-3, 3-4, 2-5, 1-6. Always, there's 6 ways to make a 7. But then why do they say that it's like the 4 is 2-1 against a 7? Because there's 6 ways to make a 7. There's only 3 ways to make a 4. There's only 3 ways to make a 4. Why is it 3-2? The 9 and the 5 against a 7? Because there's 4 ways to make a 9 or a 5, and there's 6 ways to make a 7. It's always off of the 7. Okay. In playing the pass line, it's 1.4% against you. But here is your best way to play it if you're going to give yourself a chance, or your best opportunity when you're out with the guys having a good time. You cannot beat craps long term. Impossible. I don't care what anybody says. You can have fun. You can have some streaks, press it up a little bit, but watch it. It's not a game you really want to get heavily involved in. For instance, let's say at the Cromwell, the old Barbary Coast, they actually let you play 100 times odds in the back. What that means is let's say you bet $10 on the pass line and the guy rolls a 4. Behind it, with the money you put behind it, you're actually getting true odds. They will pay you. You can put $1,000 100 times in the back. And in the back, you're actually getting true odds. There's no house edge on that 1,000. They're paying you 2-1. So imagine how minuscule you can cut down the house edges if you're having a good time. Is if you bet $10 and you're at a 1.4% disadvantage, and then you back it up with $1,000 at no advantage to the house. You're very, very minuscule odds. You give yourself a little bit of a chance. Stay off the field. Stay off all the stupid, the hard 8s and everything. The house advantage is too great. How do you like this one? They actually have the balls to say if you want to predict that a 7's coming out on the next roll, they'll pay you 5-1. And the true odds are 5-1. So they're cutting 1 unit out of 6. 16.66% against you. You're going to get buried. That's craps for you. All right, let's go into another one, slots. Okay, a lot of times, and I remember as a kid, I'd drive down the strip, and they had the, I don't even know how the people can be so ridiculously foolish. I would see signs down by the hacienda and the dunes, in the big marquee, the big signs, our slots 97% return, our slots 96, 98% return. I used to ask my dad what that meant. My dad said, "Son," he says, "they're flat out telling you that what it means on a 97% return is this: the machines are based randomly on, these are slots now, not video poker, based randomly. So that means if, let's say, for instance, you are playing a machine that costs you $10 a spin, okay? On a decent slot machine, you're a player that's not drinking and capable, you're going to get at least 500 spins an hour. That means that hour at $10 at 500 spins, you put $5,000 through there, okay? $5,000 with a 3% house edge, it's going to cost you, that machine is going to net them or make them absolutely automatic, just like a computer, $150 an hour in the long run. That doesn't mean you can't hit the jackpot twice in a row or go 2,000 spins without winning. It's all random, but at the end, they're going to hold 3% of all the money that gets funneled through there. If you're funneling 5,000 an hour through there, you're going to lose $150 an hour through there, guaranteed. But they actually had the balls to put up their 97% return. That means, imagine you walking into a bank and you ask the guy, what are your CDs paying today? And he goes, oh, they're minus 3%. How many would you like? So once again, guys, nothing to take. Do not take it seriously. You want to have a good time, bet a few dollars. You're in Vegas. Don't go. It's guaranteed long-term loser. Because remember, guys, on this show, what we're trying to do is, between Oklahoma Brian, Florida Rick, myself, and even now I'm going to tell you about Joey Casano, Daniel Wages. I'm trying to get together a real good team because our mission and our goal here is to have a very, very nice and a great website. We don't have one now. Our website sucks. It's down. We're going to spend the next 4 to 6 months trying to get it beautiful, nice, somewhere where you would want to go to get information, games, releases, do's and don'ts, everything about gambling. Okay. When it comes to slots or these kind of games, remember they're all recreational. When you go to our website, we want to develop you into gamblers or people that play that have a good time but win. Because remember in the movie The Color of Money, that great line that Jackie Gleason used, and even in The Hustler, money won is twice as sweet as money earned. Now, there's nothing like winning. Even if it's not a lot, being in the plus column makes you feel good. Okay, so now let's get into video poker. All right, video poker is based, there is a little chip in the back. It's called an RNG. That's a random number generator. Figure in that little thing, there's a deck of 52 cards that is being consistently shuffled. Just as soon as you hit the draw button, 5 cards get spit out at you. And the other 47 cards that are in that random number generator, they're not set. They're being shuffled while you decide what to hold. And the reason is for that, because if there was a cheating device and they could see the next 5 cards coming out, you could play your hand accordingly. So here, the deal in video poker is this. You can go to websites like Wizard of Odds. What is it? I forgot the guy that really, really, really great videos on it. Now, this game is based on skill, and there is ways to make money at this. There is over 100% paybacks. The key in video poker is the pay tables. You want to pay full pay tables. For instance, you're playing a double bonus. They have them at a lot of the stations in the coast where they play 10 on a full house, 6 on a flush, 4 on a straight. That's called a 10-6 machines. Played perfectly, which is not that hard to master double bonus. You will be playing at 100.17%. Now, not only that, they have 3 or 4 days in all your casinos throughout the country. You could probably get your multiplier days. That means when you put your player's card in, you're getting 10 times points, 8 times points. So now imagine playing at just a little bit better than break even. You're in the positive, and you're getting 11 times points, 7 times points. You can get yourself some nice comps, enjoy yourself, and you will not lose in the long run. You'll have swings. That's why, remember, you guys, that random number generator is a computer. It's going to stay fixed. You have emotions in there. Even though you know how to play and you're good, that emotions of winning or losing do not go on tilt. They're counting on you to go on tilt in a casino. You're playing blackjack, okay, and you're playing $10 a hand. The house has a perfect basic strategy. The house have 1/2 of 1%. They're making 5 cents off of you in the thing. Okay. Now, do you think they want to serve you drinks while they have 0.5% edge on you playing blackjack at $10 a hand, they're serving you drinks. Yeah, they're asking you this, that. You're like you're in a casino getting some kind of free stuff. But the key is they've seen it so many times. Guys get stuck 300, 400, 500. Next thing you know, they're going to the ATM. They're betting $500 a hand, $1,000 a hand. You've gone on tilt. Emotion. Stay consistent. They're going to stay consistent. They're a computer. You have to remain consistent. And learn how to beat these games. Learn how to play these games. Okay, now here comes the one. Now we're going to get... Oh, we got about a minute left. Okay, listen, guys. On the next one, we're really going to talk about our stuff that we like. I go to lunches and dinners with a lot of old bookmakers here in Vegas and some new ones. I'm going to talk to you about sports betting, a little bit about poker. Now we're going to get into games that you can really beat. Yeah, not that you can't. You can beat video poker and blackjack, but remember, those are both skill-based, and you have to learn how to play them right. Just as the same as the next ones that we're going to come up on. When we come back, I'm going to talk to you about sports betting, the $10, that feared $10, horse racing, bookmakers, and how we're going to make some money, because we are going to develop a great gambling website for you, folks. And I'm going to give you some more picks. Okay, I gave you the MMA, Jordan Espinoza, and we come back. 2 college basketball games for tonight. Stay tuned. Fifth Street Sports.
We alarm our houses, and we alarm our cars. But when it comes to your personal information, it can be if we find your social security number on any one of thousands of risky websites. And this service is free for card members. Just sign up online. It's our way of looking out for you, not just your account. Learn more at discover.com/free alerts. Limitations apply.
As soon as we're back out in our yard, yep, we get company.
Dandelions, lurking crabgrass, and weak-thin grass. But the all-new Scott's Turf Builder Triple Action takes care of them all. Now, with one bag, you can kill weeds, prevent crabgrass for up to 4 months, and feed for greener grass. Triple Action, so your lawn thrives, guaranteed. Only from Scott's.
Weeds aren't welcome here.
This is a Scott's yard. Pick up a bag of Scott's Triple Action today.
Do you use the blue pill to charge your sex life? Have you been thinking about trying the blue pill? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pill delivers the exact same results for less than $3. We'll do the math for you. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. Want more? We'll give you 40 blue pills or 40 yellow pills for $99 and add 4 more pills free. You save more than $500. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know what to do next. You need to call and get your 44 pills for just $99. Stop overpaying for the other blue pills. Call us and start saving a ton of money for the exact same results. Ordering is fast and easy with your pills delivered to your door in a non-marked package. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. That's 800-223-0992.
Come on, kids. We're late.
Honey, the car won't start.
Mom, the dog just sat on my science project.
Life can be stressful, but getting life insurance shouldn't be. That's why there's Ethos. Ethos is a modern kind of life insurance that's super fast, incredibly affordable, and very uncomplicated. At GetEthos.com, there are no medical exams for policies covering under $1 million, no hours of paperwork, or meetings with pushy representatives. It only takes 10 minutes to apply, and you can rest assured knowing you've taken steps to protect your family. And in most cases, with Ethos, you can have that peace of mind for less than a cup of coffee a day, with no hidden fees. Having life insurance can free you from stress. Getting life insurance shouldn't cause it. Discover how uncomplicated life insurance can be at Ethos. Get your free instant quote and submit your complete application in minutes. Just go to GetEthos.com. That's ETHOS. GetEthos.com. GetEthos.com.
Folks, it's Fifth Street Sports. Frank Perez, talk you can bet on. I am back on Sports Byline, USA Radio Network, American Forces Network, iHeart. Boy, I got Nick looking at me, Andrew looking at me. I'm flying solo. I hope I end up like Lindbergh and not Earhart. But anyways, let's get into this, okay? Oh, by the way, folks, it's talk you can bet on. Let me give you another pick. I gave you the MMA. Here's a good one for you. Sharp accounts. I like it myself. I spied on it early. $7.99 Central Florida -1. Here's another one for you. $8.34 Southern Utah +3.5. Two of the sharpest college bettors. They know who they are, but they don't know we're looking in their accounts. Southern Utah +3.5. All right, guys, let me tell you something about the power of. I go to lunch with some of the whiningest little baby brat bookmakers you could ever imagine in the world. These guys have been booking for 40 or 50 years, and I know they make the money. They're always complaining and whining in the players. Come on, man. And meanwhile, they're walking around with 2 loaves under each arm. Here's the power of this $1.10 in bookmaking, okay? You have no idea the strength of this. They always say to me, at the lunch, I remember the old days in the NFL when we would go down, when they were playing 14 or 15 games, we'd be getting plus $1.80, plus $1.90 on every game, 2-1, 170. It's not like that anymore. The players are too sharp. It's a lot less than that. What they mean is this, you guys. This is how strong this -110 is. This is why we got to get good at beating this 110 is a lot tougher than people think. You got to hit 53 out of 100. Okay, let's say you're a bookmaker and they bet you $77,000 to win 70 on the 49ers and $66,000 to win 60 on the Rams. They're playing each other. Now, your books are lopsided, right? You think they're lopsided because you have 77 on one side, 66 on the other side. The books never come out 110 and 110, and you think the bookmakers just make 10,000 in juice. Doesn't happen like that, but they don't care. This is the power of the 110. You bet $77,000. If that side wins, the bookmaker loses 70, but he collects $66,000 from the loser. He loses $4,000. The other side wins, okay? He collects $77,000, and he loses $60,000. So right there, he's gonna, in a coin flip kind of game. That's what the point spread does to you. He's gonna win 17 or lose 4. He's getting plus 425. Okay, but let's get it down to they bet $44,000 on the Rams and $33,000 on the 49ers. He's going to win 14 or lose 7. He's getting 2-1. Now, how would you like it if you were booking and you could go down the board and you look at all your books, all the money that's in and out, and you're getting plus 425, plus 200, plus 180. That's what they mean. That's the strength of this $1.10. This is why it's so hard to find a model to get over 53%. But when we do, you see there's so many things that go into this. When you see like Brian Allen and I'm asking him for a pick and you see him come to a stall, he's not throwing a game out at you. We have 7, 8, 9 different accounts that we're spying on. These are very, very sharp accounts. Guys that have a huge sample size where we've seen them make thousands of plays and they consistently win at 56 to 59 to 60%. Well, we don't have to handicap. Just follow them. Just do. Remember when the guy goes into the doctor and he goes, "Doctor, it hurts when I go like that." And the doctor says, "Well, don't go like that." Well, we're the opposite. We're like, it feels good to follow this guy because he hits 58%. We don't have to handicap. Bet what he bets, but the key is try to get the same line. Okay? That's just one. We use about 10 or 11 different tools. You have to. There's a feel for this game. It's all about math. It's all about finding the right situations, the right players, the right but the key is the numbers. The numbers. A game at 3.5 is great. At 2.5, it sucks in football. Finding the numbers because you got to beat this 110. That's why it's really important if you can shop around and try to get reduced juice books a little bit, $1.08, $5. That really helps. But then find your model to be able to get to that 54 and above %.
Frank, I got to interrupt you here for a second. We got a message in through Fifth Street through our Fifth Street social media account. This one comes through Facebook, facebook.com/Fifth Street Sports Talk, by a new commenter named Jimmy Dagley. And Jimmy says, talk more about spying on accounts, how it works.
All right, Jimmy. Here's here's how it works. Okay, we've been doing this a long time. For instance, I spent a couple of years in Costa Rica working on one of the major sports books, and over there it was easy. I could see their database. They had 30,000 players, and I could run their number. They were open. They've been open 21 years, and that's where I got that MMA play, because I still have that account that I spy into. For instance, I seen a guy. I can look at all 31,000 accounts, and I see guys that have won. Guys that have won and consistently won, not too many, but this guy had beaten UFC and MMA 11 straight years. Now, the guy that was running this place was very, very sharp, because many bookmakers or many of these really rinky-dink joints or guys that really don't have a concept make the mistake of kicking winning players out. This guy that bet MMA, he started off at $5,000. He had a $5,000 limit. Well, after let's say a year and a half or 75 plays, he was winning consistently. You don't throw a guy like that out. They called him, said, we're cutting you down to $1,250. Now at that point, he works for us in the sportsbook. We're letting him bet $1,250. He bets, and we bet it out at $20,000, whatever he bets, because he's a consistent winner. So that guy has won for 11 straight years. They let him bet $1,250. Off of his bets, they set traps. They bet out more. They tweaked their lines a little bit in his favor. The guy is very happy because I know it's hard for him to get outs. That's one of his $1,250 outs. He might have 10 or 12 of them, and he's able to get at least his 10 or 12 or 15,000 whenever he's looking to get down on these matches. But that's a consistent winner. So that account we spy on. Now, in order to have, you got to have a network. You see, Oklahoma Brian and these guys are very well connected, and they've booked. They've done a lot of things. They talk to sharp players. They talk to sharp, and they share really sharp accounts with each other. They'll have a guy, like for instance, when if I was just when I was an agent, I had a guy in there that was consistently winning, so I'd spy on his account. But let me tell you, there's also a power if a guy's betting straight. That's a terrible, terrible better. Fading a loser is also very, very awesome too, just going against them. But usually you want to spy on your good accounts, guys that have been winning consistent with a huge sample size. Get in there, look at what they're betting, and we have those because we've been doing it 15, 18 years. Brian has... we're down to 8 or 9 great accounts that we follow that win. But believe me, now we're also very careful. There's some guys that destroy college basketball, destroy baseball, but then they want to gamble. They want to play NFL football, and they're not good at it. So we stay off their NFL. We have one guy that's consistent loser all year, but he crushes WNBA. We put him in our database. We just follow his WNBA. So you gotta spying, and you gotta be careful. You gotta make sure that nobody, and don't share it. I mean, remember,
we actually just got a message in through. I'm sorry to interrupt, Frank. We got another message from Dogman Arizona. This time through our YouTube channel. We're streaming live to YouTube and Facebook right now. So if you'd like to partake, go to youtube.com/Fifth Street Sports. This one comes from Dogman Arizona, and he's asking. He said he stopped playing sports to join a team that plays must pay by, in quotes, slots. No chance to lose. Might be too many advantage players in your market. Talk about that at some point.
Okay, stop playing. Okay, there are machines in the casino. Okay, there are slot machines in the casino that are beatable, and they used to be the old Vision machines, and now they're the bonus machines. For instance, let's say when you're playing Ocean Magic. And remember, when the bubbles are coming up in the first, second, and third reels, or when you see a lot of certain wilds on the screen, at that point in that machine, you're playing at a positive EV. So what you do is there's like, for instance, the casino guaranteed makes their money. What happens is players will play. Let's say an old lady sits down and she plays $500 through a cherry pie, a diamond mine, a Egypt machine, and they get the bonuses right up to where they're going to pay a bonus, but she walks away. Now you come in, at that point you're playing at a positive EV, you put your card in, you put it, and you siphon off the bonus. Let's say you make $80 on it, the machine made their $420, but players always ruin it. There's so many sicko degenerates, drug addicts, these idiots, instead of just walking around classy and looking at these machines, they'll stand behind the players, hawk them, wait for them to get up, fight over machines when there's a play. So there are ways to make money.
Hey, Frank, but what about what Dogman Arizona is saying, which is those video poker machines that say, must hit by $5,000, $10,000, the progressive machines, when the progressive hits a certain level, it must pay. I think they have a group that goes around, and then when that machine's, let's say it plays at 10,000, they'll all sit down at that bank of machine when it's at 9,800, and they'll keep plowing money in because they know it's going to hit in the next $200 worth of bonus.
Absolutely, yeah. There are those. Even in video poker, like you will see some. Let's say you've got like an 8-5. Let's say a 9-5 double bonus machine where you're playing at about 1% and about 1.8% against you, but the Royal, instead of paying $4,000 on a dollar Royal, is paying $9,800, $9,700. Now you're starting to play at positive EV. You can see when your progressive meters get to a certain point on some machines, yes, you are playing. And there's also, but those advantage machines are great. But you got to have a team. You got to be walking around and see those must hits when they get up there. But like you said, it's big competition, and you're going to see a lot of players on those. But there's like the Egypt machines when you see like the certain coins on when you see coins on 1, 2, and 3, and players walk away, the next coin triggers a wild. You are playing at positive EV. Got it.
Dogman actually came back, and he actually said something that makes a lot of sense here. He said winning players, although rare, are like gold. Anyone who kicks them out is a moron. I think he makes a good point there. I think that is a good point.
Absolutely, brother. We don't kick those guys out. They work for us. We will lower their limit. We will lower their limit a little bit. If they're on a $5,000 limit, we might give them $1,000 or $2,000. But they're gold. We want to see what they play. We don't throw nobody out. Pinnacle doesn't throw nobody out. They welcome winners. I remember a guy that was betting NHL hockey, $200 a game in NHL hockey. The guy was crushing him. You know what they did? They called him up and hired him. They set so many traps. Then now they hired a guy and let him bet $1,000 a game. They were betting $50,000 out on each one of their games. Guys, but let's get really quick. See, now this is why. Here's another thing with the sports betting. Once you find your models, whether you're spying, beating books to slow numbers, you have guys that whatever model you have that you've consistently now proven it over a big sample size of 54% or higher, that's when you got to stay consistent. And do not get crazy, guys. One of the things that always happens is, remember, even a guy that's hitting 58% has bad weeks. What sucks is, especially on credit accounts, on Monday when you got to settle up, you're stuck on Sundays. Stay consistent. That $1.10 is going to stay consistent, and the key is that you have to too. It sucks to have to pay the guy on Monday. Take the hit, go forward. But see, this is, I know in this segment, I got about another 30 seconds and about 3 minutes. I really screened this Joey Casano out at joeycasano.com. I like this guy. He doesn't talk a lot. He doesn't charge a lot. Because remember, when you're paying these guys for your picks, when we come back, I'm going to tell you just how very, very few of these guys are even worth dealing with. You're going to just lose extra money. They suck, and it's hard to overcome the buy fee, whatever they're charging. But Casano.com doesn't. This guy's good, and he doesn't charge a lot. Now, I'll explain to you when we come back after this break.
If you or someone you love suffers from drug addiction, now is the time to utilize your private health insurance PPO plan. If eligible, receive up to $30,000 or more in substance abuse benefits with low or no out-of-pocket cost. We are the National Treatment Network, the premier drug and alcohol treatment referral service operating 24/7. We help connect you with facilities nationwide that accepts PPO private health insurance for substance abuse. If you have PPO substance abuse coverage and you need immediate admittance to a medical detox or residential rehab treatment center, call us now. Call our live referral helpline today. The call is free. This program is not available to Medicare or Medicaid customers.
Call 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. That's 800-296-1252.
Not too long ago, it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank, didn't it? For a vacation or a new car. But today, withdrawing your own cash has become risky. Pat Boone here for Swiss America. According to The Secret War, a new Swiss America white paper, I learned that all banks are now required to spy on you and me for the government, and then report any financial behavior deemed suspicious or unusual. You must read The Secret War. It's free. Truth is, I believe the government's new war against cash is really a war against us all. But the secret is now out. So please, get and read The Secret War.
Pick up your phone and call right now. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. Once again, that's 800-932-5517.
Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Clapper, Chief of Orthopedic Surgery at Cedars-Sinai Medical Group in Los Angeles, California. Dedicated to your health, your life, and your sports. As a weekend warrior, you know about sports injuries and pain. Exercise is an important element in keeping your body's core in good shape to minimize sports injuries. But when you are in pain, there is one product that I recommend to my patients, and that is Blue Goo Gel. Blue Goo consists of a proprietary formula developed specifically for the treatment of inflammation and general muscle aches and strains. I recommend Blue Goo for my patients coping with hip and knee pain before surgery, especially bursitis and tendinitis. Give Blue Goo a try. Call 1-888-330-0123 and you'll receive a 1-week supply of Blue Goo absolutely free. The makers of Blue Goo are even paying the shipping. The number again is 1-888-330-0123. If you want more information on Blue Goo, visit online at www.dothegoo.com.
Now available at select Big 5 stores near you.
Guys, we're back. It's Fifth Street Sports. It's our last segment. Sports Byline USA Radio Network is who we're broadcasting on. iHeartRadio, YouTube, Facebook. Frank Perez. It's been a little bit of just a gambling show. I've been sharing my gambling mind and or wisdom, whatever you kind of want to call it. But guys, let me tell you something about paying for picks, okay? Let's say you have found a guy that claims to be... See, this is why I like Joey Casano. He didn't charge a lot. He charges very little. I found him for free on Facebook, okay, because he was giving out his free stuff. Consistently charted over 300 games, 59 to 60% college basketball. So I was looking at it thinking, boy, if a guy wanted to buy his stuff, it's so cheap. I think it was like $100 a month or something for maybe 30 picks. So you're paying $3 a game. When you're paying these guys $40 for a pick, $50 for a pick, and you're betting, $200 to $300 a game, you can't overcome that. First of all, most of them don't even hit 50%. Second of all, you're paying, let's say you're paying a guy $300 a month and you're betting $200 a game, okay? And you're getting 50 games a month. And you go 28 and 22, 28 after the juice. After paying him that $300 and the juice and everything, where you would have won a little bit, because, hey, I'll take 28 and 22 all day long, okay? But now you got to pay a guy $300 for that. If you're a $200 bettor, it doesn't make sense for you. And most players are $200 to $500 players. If a guy that you know is consistently can win 58, 59% and is charging you $100 a game, but you're betting $20,000 on a game, yeah, that's worth it. But those guys aren't out there, because guys that consistently hit 59 and 60%, they're not talking. They're not talking, okay? Just like Dogman, you're talking about your slots. I know you guys keep it quiet, because I seen a sailfish one time. He was in a big picture of a sailfish. He was in this mafia or mob attorney when I was a little kid. Used to walk into his office. He was an attorney. Underneath the plaque of this sailfish, there was a little thing that read, right on the thing goes, had he kept his mouth shut, he would have never got caught. Well, these guys that are that good and everything, do you really think they're going to sit there and hype and hustle you for $40 for your picks and everything? Why would they have to? If I could hit 65%, I wouldn't tell anybody. Okay, but we're telling you guys for free because we want to become a media show. Guys, it's been a great weekend. Good luck. We appreciate you. Thank you for watching Fifth Street Sports. We'll see you Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern.
USA Radio News with Tim Burke.